How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffle Rowlett, and welcome back to a brand new video again. So today we're going to just skip the intro and get right into the information. So Centro's been posting a lot of stuff, and there's been a lot of, I guess, drama happening recently with about Centro being BS and the information he's putting out being BS, but then also the information being technically real because he took it from other places, but then that proving that he doesn't get information directly himself, but he takes from other sources. Nonetheless, he's been posting a lot of stuff, and I think it's just worthwhile taking a look. I mean, at this point, we can consider it the same way as taking a look at a 4chan rumor, right? Because it's at the same level, essentially. So I thought we'd still take a look at it because some of this stuff is actually pretty exciting for moi, okay? For me, it's kind of exciting, I'll be honest with you. But let's take a look at what he has been saying here. So, first of all, the things that he was saying like before, like the SE, PDP, and D22 was basically that SE was starter evolutions, which now, based on some stuff that I've also seen from the Chinese Riddler, I think that's what we refer to him as, the Chinese Riddler, he posted about that a long time ago. Apparently back in September he posted about that. So basically we pretty much know that most likely that is real. Now what are we talking about in terms of starter evolutions? Well, it's for Legends Arceus. Evolutions for Decidueye, let me think, Decidueye, Samurott, and whatever else is left. I cannot remember. It's early in the morning, okay? And that Typhlosion, there we go. So basically, it's like evolutions for them, which we all kind of expected because we haven't seen their evolutions present really anywhere. It's like they haven't been shown. And then he says, Primal, Dialga, and Palkia, and this is all for Legends, by the way. He says it down there. This is all for Legends, by the way. We told you BDSP wasn't worth covering months ago. And then it says DLC 2022 for Legends. Now, however, this DLC thing actually changes in a later post. He changes the something about it. He doesn't say that it's the case anymore. He talks about Generation 9 instead. So just keep that in mind. Either way, let's continue. So he says, so for Legends between, we told you BDSP wasn't worth covering months ago. And then somebody says, there's plenty worth covering in BDSP in 3 megas. Wait, is there megas? Is platinum content, national decks, etc.? And then he responds, I don't know if there are megas, but I'm guessing not based on some conversations I've had. There's no national decks, but expanded Sinnoh decks to all 493. There are no Pokemon from future gens. It's not compatible with Sword and Shield or Legends, but you can trade through home. More or less, that's kind of, most of these details were revealed on previews today. We'll cover them on our Central Pokemon account. So yeah, they gave previews to a bunch of content creators. Of course, I am a hated content creator, so I cannot get it. But basically, they gave previews to a lot of them, showing off like the game and stuff like that. We already covered this a few days back. It's been a few days now since then. I enjoyed my Friday last night. So yeah, either way, let's continue. So here it is. Somebody is asking like alternative form for Arceus. Because it says Primal, Dialga, and Palkia here. Because Primal, Dialga, and Palkia does make sense to me somewhat. Like, I think it actually does make sense to have that in this game. So we'll see where that goes. He says, we have received some information from a new form of Arceus that would not be catchable, such as Eternatus Max. However, this comes from another source that we have not been able to verify. So that is that. And then he says unverified info. So here's a bunch of unverified information saying, full disclosure, take this with a grain of salt. This is not verified, comes from a separate unverified source. New uncatchable Arceus form. Okay, so first of all, that would be sick, by the way. I mean, of course, the uncatchable part is a bit annoying, but adding another Arceus form, I think is pretty neat. Next, new legendary quartet. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. Is it that like a new legendary like trio or quadruple, whatever you call it? I'm kind of curious like what that would mean. New mythical, though this is obvious. Okay, well we kind of should be expecting mythicals, right? Hisuian Mewtwo. Also, I thought it was gonna be Meowth. Really, Mewtwo? Hisuian Mewtwo? Mewtwo doesn't make any sense to have in here. Like it just doesn't make any sense to have Mewtwo in this game for one particular reason. Mewtwo was man-made. Mewtwo is literally a man-made Pokemon. It was created by humans, right? So unless there is like another Mew that just looks a bit different, I guess that could be a Mewtwo, I guess. I don't know. It's just a bit weird, isn't it? A DLC about Primal Giratina, which just sounds weird. Once we start getting new trailers that either verify or debunk this second leak, we either post it contains the full list of forms and new mons, or just clarify that it was fake. The Legendary Quartet thing is likely fake, the other's still pending verification. So again, I've got no clue if this is real or not. It's all just a little bit of hearsay, I guess, for now. But then we continue on. I see some people are saying that because of Legends DLC in 2022, that means there won't be Gen 9 until 2023. I wouldn't be so sure about that. It all depends on the pandemic, if the pandemic has delayed it or not. Pokemon Legends was planned for 2021. Gen 9 was planned for 2022. Plans changed, but now, but don't know how much. So again, he's implying here that Gen 9 could be happening. It says, and then, just the same tweet. But then he continues on, final real hints about Legends, and he posted these images. First of all, we have the little ghost girl in the top. Then we got a picture from One Piece. I don't know what the pink and green hair of theirs is supposed to represent. We got two hearts combined, which kind of looks like a bit of a butterfly, I guess. We've got a really horny Japanese girl. We got a tiny Japanese girl with big muscle boys, which I actually know a few of these. I know what some of these are hinting. We know that some of these are hinting starter evolutions, but I won't tell you exactly what, because I've received some information myself that kind of, confirms certain things here, but I'm not going to be talking about that, sorry. Either way, then we have like a warship for some reason. No clue what that's supposed to mean. We've got like a freaking cactus boy. I think that's from, isn't the cactus from, I think Digimon. Then we have also like some sort of manga with a girl looking at her back. We got some sort of bear-looking thing, which could be related to something that Central said himself, which is that there's going to be a evolution for Ursaring. That there's going to be literally an evolution for Ursaring. So that could be the case with that. And then some sort of ring that looks like a snail. And also, of course, a moon with a butterfly. And, of course, the Pokeball, which we already know is definitely going to be like a new Voltorb. So, yeah, this picture includes, it says here, it continues on, says, this picture includes the 3 hints that the Riddler has already posted. The other ones exclusive from us. Enjoy the final leak. And, yeah, I don't know, like, it's just, I don't know if there's anything to believe here. Like, I don't know, man. But let's continue on. And then he says, not DLC, Gen 9 is next in 2022. Now, here's the thing. He's saying this, and, of course, I have been perpetually talking about this, that I think next year is going to be Gen 9. And a lot of people are going to be like, no, it's not going to happen. No, it's not real. No, it's not going to be the case. And I'm just sitting here and thinking to myself, like, guys, come on. I'm pretty sure. I am pretty sure, okay, that Gen 9 must happen next year. Unless, of course, like he said, might be delays. That's always a possibility. You know, like, stuff could happen. But here's the thing. The pandemic is slowing down in the rest of the world. Of course, Japan is still struggling with it a bit, I think. I think they were still struggling a bit with it, though they were supposed to go downwards as well. But what I'm trying to say is this, okay? When it comes to specifically, Generation 9, 2022 is kind of when it needs to happen. We've already talked about this before, and I'll say it for last time before we read the final information that he's posted. But basically, Generation 9 needs to be released next year to coincide well with everything else in Pokemon. Now, Pokemon has always been concise to fit with the anime, the TCG, the merch. Everything has to kind of work together, right? If it doesn't work together, you run into problems. And guess what? The anime right now is already hinting its Sinnoh, Sinnoh chapters, its Sinnoh arc in the anime. That's coming up. That's kind of the next thing on the agenda. And that's to coincide with everything else. It's to coincide with BDSP, it's to coincide with Legends, and so on and so forth. But here is the problem. That can only go so far. Next year, they won't have any more content from the games to match up with. And they can do Legends DLC, sure, but I don't think DLC is likely. Okay, sure, it could happen, but I'll be honest with you, I think more likely it's Generation 9. And you might make the argument, oh, but there's too many games. We're already getting a game in 2022, but that doesn't mean anything. Think about what we just got right now, okay? Just think about how crazy our situation is right now. Never ever in Pokemon have we gotten 2 mainline releases, okay? 2 main Pokemon games released literally in the span of 3 months. You got BDSP and then Legends. You do understand, like, guys, how crazy that is. The only time we've had this Pokemon games, 2 Pokemon mainline games released in the same year was Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Emerald. And those had still like half a year of distance between them. Actually, let me see. So Pokemon Fire Red, release date. Let's just take the release date of these boys. So Fire Red released in January 29th, 2004, okay? Fire Red released, so January 29th, 2004. Emerald released in September 16th, 2004. They released in the same year, but what's the distance between them? Like 9 months, give or take? There's like a 9-month distance between them there. That's much further than 3 months. So you guys gotta understand that them releasing it like in this short notice, in this span of time between each other, must mean that they don't want Legends or BDSP to conflict with the big project of next year, which in my opinion, I really feel like is Generation 9. Everything seems to point in that direction just based on what I can see, okay? Everything points in that direction. Everything points in that way. And I think that's what we're going to be getting next year. Now, again, I could be wrong. I could be right. I have no clue. We'll just have to wait and see how things turn out. And, of course, the final thing he says is everything so far. And here's what he has to say. Leaks so far. New starter evolutions / forms for Rowlet, Cyndaquil, and Oshawott. Okay. Dialga Palkia will get Primal forms. This is for Legends Arceus, not for BDSP. Hisuian Electrode line. Hisuian Electrode, we talked about this the other day in a video. There will be DLC for Legends in 2022. Okay, so apparently there will be DLC, which I'm not sure if this conflicts with the other tweet, which he posted on the 16th of October, which is today. But yeah, I don't know if they conflict with each other or whatever. There's an Ursaring evolution. It's rideable. All right, okay, so that actually would be pretty sick. I love Ursaring. It never gets any love. I would love to see like a separate form for it. And it's weird because they've been showing off Ursaring a lot in the trailers for Legends, but it just feels a little bit strange, right? And it's one of those Johto Pokemon that just, I wouldn't be surprised if it got a new form, right? The same way Giraffrig could be getting one as well. But yeah, either way, let's continue. So, Game Freak is aiming for a Pokedex of around 400 for Legends. That's including DLC. Gen 9 is well in development and targeting a 2022 release as of a couple months ago, but don't know if plans have changed. And that's more or less like what is being said right here. That's more or less what's being mentioned right here. And I want to know what you guys think about all of this in the comment section down below. What are you guys' thoughts? Do you think we legitimately will get Generation 9 next year? Do you think any of this stuff is real? I do think Starter Evolutions is definitely real because that's also what the Chinese Riddler said. And the Chinese Riddler has been correct quite a few times in the past. So that wouldn't surprise me. Also, Dalgon Palkia getting primal forms does actually fit well into like the idea of Legends Arceus, having these primal versions of Dalgon Palkia that need to be tamed by like Arceus itself or whatever. There'll be a DLC for Legends in 2022. I'm a bit iffy about this. I don't know about DLC, but who knows? Maybe it will happen. BDSP has had issues during development. That's why it's unfinished 1 month before release. So that is a bit weird, but it wouldn't surprise me if there were issues developing it, you know, along the way, because it is made by Ilka, which is a different studio, who maybe aren't as familiar with making Pokemon as, well, Game Freak, which, you know, as much as we judge Game Freak, they still are the ones who invented the formula of Pokemon, the way it works, right? Now, of course, they didn't invent the JRPG formula, okay? Of course not. They took that shit from other places, but they invented the Pokemon we know today. What I mean by that is like the Pokedex, you know, having the Pokedex the way it works, catching Pokemon the way we do with Pokeballs and everything, the battles the way they work, like just the way Pokemon is, that's what Game Freak, you know, has given us. The Pokemon package is a Game Freak package, right? So, of course, a different studio having to jump in and start making a game from scratch, you know, it's going to take a while, right? Because they can't even reuse a lot of like stuff that's been previously used, because I don't know if they use the same engine for this stuff, but it's nonetheless not that important. My point is that all this kind of makes sense. That's the weird part about it. All of it kind of makes sense and fits well together. So I want to know what you guys think about all this. Let me know in the comment section down below. And that's going to be it for today's video, guys. If you did enjoy it, drop a like down below. My name is Unverified Info. I'll see you all the next time. Peace out and bye-bye, ladies and gents.